Hello everyone, it's LJ from Pureco and we're going to do some staining today. So remember a few weeks ago we painted in the new porcelain some table legs. So this is the top to it. So I've sanded it back and realised that I hate doing that much sanding. I'll be tooly. So I'm just going to be doing a little bit of stamping on the table today, just an added little thing, and then I'll be showing you our stain and glazing whisper. So I'm going to be using porcelain. This is one of the new colours, our new white in silk. I'm using the silk, and then I'm going to be staining the top with our whisper, and that's our white stain and glaze. So kind of just wanted just a little extra on the table because I'm doing it all in white, and I find it really hard to do white things and just plain things. I'm always doing something a bit crazy, which drives my hubby mad, but anyway, that's another story. So I thought I would use this stamp just on a section on the table, but in white. So it's going to be really subtle, but just adding a little something. So, and I kind of like this one because it's, I don't know if you can see, it's just those little arrows. It's kind of a bit of that sort of primitive kind of boho sort of look. So this is called Bohemia. It's a stamp from Iron Orchid Designs.
Oh, someone said you look beautiful in pink and blue.
Oh, thank you. So this is my little testy piece. So you can see how subtle it is. It's really just when it will catch the light. So I just did a practice to see whether it would work. Normally I don't, I just go for it live on video. So what I've done, when you first open the stamps, you need to give the tops of them, the part that you use to stamp with, a little sort of scuff sand. These ones actually, you can't really see it here, but they're slightly coloured on top, so I just sort of scuff all of that off, and you'll be able to see it when, after you've scuffed it, you can see the difference. It's giving a little bit extra tooth for the paint to sort of stay on your stamp, because it's silicone, so they're quite slippery. And I've just popped it on, this is their thin mount, so it's a thin piece of plastic that you can use to mount your stamp on to use it. So I've actually lined it up. It's got grid marks and it's got circles here. So if you're doing like a circle of lettering, you can line it up around the circles. So I've just lined it up here and here, so I've got it straight. And all I'm going to do is just one little line of this transfer. So you can see here it comes to a point, some points here, and the other end has got divots. So you can join them all up. Actually, pretty much all of Iron Orchid Designs, they're designed so they join up together. So see how there's a void there? That's where this fits in. And the same here, there's a void there, and then this will sit right up against it. So they're really good like that. You can get, it just looks like you've just done one big row. So, yeah, so I've just had a little practice and it looked all right, so we're gonna go for it. So I've also got my Brayer. Got my Brayer as well, and you can pick these up at arts and crafts shops, or IAD have them for sale. You go on their website and you'll be able to see all the stockers all around the world. So all I do, it's a bit sticky today, is, oh, you can't really see. So I'm just picking up the paint on the Brayer, and then we're just, is that better? Popping around the top. This is kind of a bit chunky in bits. I've had my braid for so long, but it's okay. So, and then you just run the brayer over the top. only very lightly. You're just sort of offloading the paint. And I'm not too worried about if it's missing bits or it's too heavy in one spot and not in the other, because I kind of want that kind of look. So I might just start up here. You can see better there. So I'm just going to line up. I've put a piece of tape down so I get it straight. And I'm just going to line it up and then pop it down. And once you've popped it down, you've got to commit. I hold it with one hand and then I push the paint in with the second hand. So I've done nothing. This is just raw wood on here. And I'm just using the porcelain silk. And I wanted the silk because it will self-level better than the chalk will. So the chalk will sort of stay a little bit thickish because of the consistency of the paint. So I wanted it to flatten out so that there's not like a bump in the tabletop, if that makes sense. Then you lift it up and you've got your design. Oh, you can see it. Are you watching on the...
Yeah, I'm watching on like 8 different screens.
I just load up my brayer again. And these just clean up with soap and water. Just got a bit of extra paint that I don't really want there. And the good thing about the silk paint as well is it takes longer to start drying, so you've got a bit more play time with it. So then I just sit this down, too short, and you line it up and you're committed. Okay, and then lift up. Whoops. Again. And see how there's like that little bit there that there's a fair bit of paint. So next time I'll give this a wipe before I do the brayer again. More paint. So line that up, pop it down. Lift it up. You've got to be careful not to sort of slide it around once it's done. I might just get a bit of water. And remove the extra little bits of paint that have gone down. Alrighty. Okay, do another. Okay. Line this up. And done. Give that to you. Just remind me to wash that.
Yeah, actually, I might go throw them in.
I'll take the tape off so it might be a bit easier to see. spin this around and we'll start staining.
Yeah, maybe I'll try and move
Got
the
a lazy
glass.
Susan to put this on.
Hi, Christy.
Okay, so I'll start. Just get this in white, just in case you've got any.
You can see my head down here. Hi.
Any dust on it.
Is that okay,
Alrighty.
everybody? Is that camera angle okay?
Yeah, that should be fine. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to be using one of our sponges.
Ooh, a freshie.
A fresh one. Because I didn't wash my other one. And it's gone hard.
Yeah.
Note to self. It's not like a foundation one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to just lightly spritz my sponge. And you can use these for your top coat, your stains, even paint if you want to. Okay, so tips for staining. I recommend doing many light coats rather than, you know, one or two heavy coats, because then you can slightly build up your colour. So if you wanted this really subtle and then you put too much of the white on it and it's too white, you've got to then go back and sand it. So you're better off just doing it lightly and building it up. And if you start using them regularly, you'll get your own feel for how much you like to use. I just pop like a little bit on the sponge. My sponge is slightly damp, and all I do is I go in the direction of the grain, and we're just wiping across. And you can add more to your sponge or less, doesn't matter. I do these sides last because they're the ends of the woods, they'll grab really quickly. And you have a fair bit of working time with these stains, which means they don't dry too quickly. Just make sure that you cover everywhere. Darken it slightly. So you can do, you know, like I did, you can do a, this is sort of the most similar wood I can get to this. So you can do a test patch as well, putting the stain on and then a sealer once it's dry, and just see what colour, you know, how many coats you need of the stain to get it where you want when you put a sealer on it. You can wax over these, you can hemp oil over these, over the stain and glazes. Hemp oil's an amazingly strong sealer. Really good for waterproofing as well. Everywhere. Alrighty. Let's ding on my fingers. I don't know if you can see that, but see how we've just got a really subtle little line there. I'll get you once I've finished the video. Ian will be able to take some. It's really just, you know, I love the look of raw wood, but this is just gives it like, I don't know, really calm.
Yeah, it looks so
It
like
looks finished. It's it's really lovely the change that just that little bit of stain makes. Yeah, it's kind of just made it, yeah, like soft, subtle.
I feel like that is popping out so much more of the stamp in the camera, but in real life it's
it's really
faded
subtle.
into it.
Yeah, and you can do anything like, you know, a little thing of flowers or leaves around the outside, or, you know, mandala in the middle. There's all sorts of stuff. It doesn't have to be in your face. You can just do like little subtle things. Yeah, cool.
Cute.
And I don't know if you can see the sheen of the stain either, but it's just a really nice matte finish. Okay, so hopefully I've given you some tips for staining, and I think I'll definitely seal this one and we'll put it together. I hope you have a great afternoon, and thank you so much for watching. See you later.
Thanks everybody.